Greetings everybody and welcome back to more Final Fantasy IX. I'm Base6286 and in this episode we're finally going to get to something really exciting and we're going to challenge the big round guy who we heard a little bit about in the last episode. So let's head over to Chocobo's Air Garden over here. Just like that. Alright, so I'm going to show off a couple things here that are important because this is going to be a battle. Obviously. So there are my levels. As you can see, they're way different than they were last time. I did a crap ton of training, mainly for one special skill for Freya. And as you can see, I'm just showing here, I'm making sure everyone has at least shadow blocked, if not absorbed. This is pretty much a requirement, I'd say. You also want to make sure you have auto regain, auto haste, if you can, antibody, clear-headed, and auto potion. But auto potion is probably the least important, followed by antibody, and then maybe haste and regain. I'd make sure you have clear-headed at least, and auto regain probably after that. But those are the generally, if you can have those things equipped, then you're good to go. But yeah, I did a lot of training at Daguerreo. Outside of it, killing off Grand Dragons to specifically to power up one of Freya's abilities, that its strength is dependent on the amount of dragons you've killed in the game, so I was mainly just trying to power that up. The levels I'm at, you can definitely fight him at lower levels, it's more than possible, but this is just kind of what I wound up by the time I finished doing what I needed to do to power up Freya's skills, so my team is pretty overpowered at this point for the game, although for this boss, it's still going to be a little bit of a struggle. Only because I don't have a lot of ability slots, so anyways, if we come up to Chocobo's Air Garden here, if you don't play a game and you come over to this little rock place, you can examine it and Mean will be like, blah blah blah, it's dangerous, and there's some kind of otherworldly thing here. So yeah, but if we examine it again, you'll get this little menu here, and as you can see, you can select your party members to make sure you have the right party. You can open the menu to make sure everyone's equipped. We're just gonna go ahead and go for it because I did all of that beforehand. So, and as you can tell, we get some boss music here because this is a boss. This is an optional boss, probably I think it's the hardest boss in the game, really, only because he can just his attacks are so random. He can just easily annihilate you, regardless of power. The little message we got there is because I finished the entire friendly monster side quest. If you remember, we were doing that by helping out all the friendly monsters. Then the Yan will give you that little message about the ground guy. Well, that's this guy. And when you do that, two things happen. One is you'll be able to reach him with normal physical attacks. Normally, if you would just choose the attack command, he would be out of reach from your party. But now that we've done that, we can reach him with physical attacks, even though that doesn't really matter, honestly. We're not going to be using physical attacks. And secondly, he has a move called Doomsday, which does max shadow damage to everyone. It does 99/99 to everyone, and it's Shadow Elemental. And normally, he would actually absorb that and heal himself while damaging your party. But if you complete the friendly monster side quest, he'll actually take damage from Shadow Element instead. So that's a huge lifesaver in this battle. And that combined with the fact that I have pretty much everyone except Amarant absorbing shadow damage, and I have Amarant blocking 100% of it, that pretty much nullifies the usefulness of that attack. So, anyways, the strategy for this battle is pretty simple. I'm just going to be using my most powerful attacks. Things that do fixed amount of damage are ideal, like Zaiden's Thievery or Freya's Dragon Crest. I brought in Vivi to use. It was a toss-up between Vivi and Amarant, or not Vivi and Amarant, Vivi and Steiner or Aiko. Any of them really would have been good. Steiner may have been a little better. I was hoping Vivi would be doing better damage with his reflected flare, but it's still doing decent enough damage. If you bring in Steiner, you'd be wanting to use his Shock ability, which you can learn from his Ragnarok, which we get from a Chocobo side quest. And if you bring in Aiko, you'll probably want to use Holy or summon Maiden, That's pretty much it. Maybe use Curaga on everyone, although since we have auto regain, we don't really have to worry about healing up. I'd highly recommend either Amaranth or Quina though for auto life. Auto life is a huge help in this battle because he can, as you'll see, he'll just kind of pull out some moves that just kind of annihilate you. And auto life is really the best form of defense you have against that, combined with auto regain. So I'm using Amaranth's aura to cast auto life on everyone. And oh man, this was a little close there, but luckily Freya lucked out. And it missed, so she's still alive, which is good. Let's see, what else do I need to talk about? There was something else I wanted to talk about in this battle, about setting up for it, but now I can't think about it, which is a shame. Moves you want to watch out for are really, there's only a couple. Flare Star, which he used at the very start of the battle, which does damage. I believe his version of it does 50 times your character's level, and it can't be reflected, so that can be kind of deadly, especially if you're at really high levels, which is one of the reasons actually why doing this battle at a lower level is possible. Besides that, he also has a move called Curse, which he'll show off in this battle, which not only kind of just annihilates your party damage-wise, it also inflicts tons of random status effects on everyone, which you really can't prevent most of them. I think Antibody and Clear-Headed are the only things you can really use to prevent anything. Other than that, he can inflict like Mini and Berserk, stuff like that that's not preventable. If you get hit with Berserk, some Geisel Greens will bring you back from it. If you get hit with Mini, the only real way to cure it, I believe, is to recast Mini on a character. Remedies might work, I'm not 100% on that. I know Mini does work, which is a move Aiko should have, if you've been training her up and everything. What Mini does is I believe it lowers your physical defense and drastically lowers your physical attack, which can be kind of a problem if you're using Steiner's Shock, but considering all of my characters are using fixed damage abilities like Dragon's Crest and Thievery, then Mini doesn't affect me at all, so that's one of the reasons why it's good to use fixed damage skills. Also, it doesn't affect magic in any way, so that's another plus for Vivi there. As you can see, he used a Meteor there and wiped out 2 of my characters. Now, you might be wondering, like, why the heck do I have Auto Potion? It's not really doing any good. I mean, Auto Regain is refilling more life. Well, the reason I have it is not for the health it recovers, it's actually just to take up time in the battle. By having Auto Potion on, whenever, I mean, it takes time for them to, like, use the skill and have it recover the life, and during that time, you can get a couple more uses of the Auto Regain while that's going on. So it's basically just to take up time to allow Auto Regain to be more effective, really. I think I only have Auto Potion on 2 of my characters. If you get it on all 4 of your characters, then you'll be definitely good to go, but you don't really need it on all 4. I mean, I had it only on 2 of my characters, and they're doing pretty well, as you can see. I mean, Ozma's only gotten a couple moves in here, and we're already almost at full health for everyone. Okay, and here, as you can see, he uses his Curse ability, and pretty much my entire party was just annihilated with that one move, except somehow for Vivi. But luckily I have Auto Life on pretty much everyone, so yeah, I managed to survive without too much trouble. Unfortunately, I didn't have it on Zidane, so he's still kind of down for the count. And then, of course, because Zidane's dead, when I tried to reflect Vivi's flare off of him, but since he wasn't there to reflect it off of, he just kind of picked another random character, which happened to be Amaranth, so Amaranth kind of got the shaft there. Now here's Doomsday, which is normally a really deadly spell, but like I said, because I finished the Friendly Monster side quest, I found all 10 of the friendly monsters, and because everyone in my party has Shadow Absorbing equipment or Nullifying equipment, this is actually really good for me, because both Vivi and Freya will now have full life, and I actually damaged Ozma there. Now this is probably the worst move I did in the entire battle. I don't know why I picked it. I thought maybe it would help heal me up. But as you can see, although Freya's MP got recharged, it completely decimated Vivi. So he's kind of useless now for the rest of the battle. I could Ether him, to get his MP back up, but I have more useful abilities that I need to use with my other characters. It would be kind of a waste of time to have them worry about healing Vivi, so I decided to just kind of stick Vivi on item duty at this point. He's just going to work on reviving Zidane and Amarant and anything else like that, while Freya is going to focus on damaging here, since right now she is doing the most, with being able to damage cap every round, which is very nice. Ozma, I believe, has around 50,000 or 55,000 HP, so even doing nice hits like that of the max damage every round, it's still going to take a bit, especially with him healing himself with Curaga. And it looks like he decided to flare Amarant again, so yeah, Amarant's dead, which is a little problematic because I don't have auto life on a couple of my characters now. I think I'm actually not sure if anyone has it on right now, but luckily Zidane's back up, so I can use his thievery, and I think this Dragon Crest is going to finish it off, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see. Did that do it? Yep, looks like it did it. So there you go. Super boss down. I have to say, I actually got really lucky in this battle. Ozma is really just a battle of luck. It just depends on how often he decides to cast move like Meteor or Flare Star or Curse. If he decides to cast Curse a whole bunch, then there's just you're just kind of out of luck, and yeah, there's not much you can do about it. Luckily for me, though, he only cast it once, and I was able to pretty efficiently recover from it. I didn't get too many status effects inflicted on anyone, so overall that battle actually went very well. I was expecting to have to do that 3 times or so, but as you can see, we get a ton of experience and the largest amount of AP you'll ever see, as well as a Pumice. Not a Pumice piece, but a full completed Pumice, which is extremely rare. There's only one other area you can get one in the game, which is also through an optional boss. And that's the real reason I think you'd want to fight this guy, because it'll grant Garnet or Dagger, whatever, her most powerful summon. The most awesome summon in the game, really. I think it's pretty awesome. I'll show it off at some point, but probably not anytime soon, unfortunately. But anyways, now that we've done that, that's pretty much all we're gonna accomplish in this episode. But I mean, we got a couple things from Mean and stuff, so I figured let's head out and we can actually show off some of the things we got from the battle. Our spoils of war, I guess you could say. So, in order to do that, though, we're gonna have to find our ship so we can climb into it. So yeah, but yeah, again, that's easily the hardest boss of the game, I think, except maybe the final boss, just depending on how things go. Again, that Ozma, for whatever reason, went really easy on me in that fight, and I just got really lucky. But he can be a huge pain, as long as you have the setup that I went over, though, before we fought him. You should be in good standing, and it really doesn't matter too much on what level you are. He can be defeated at level 1. It's really hard, but it can be done. So level is not really so much of a big deal. Unfortunately, now that we are all leveled as we are, I'm gonna be breezing through a good portion of the game for a bit. So anyways, let's switch out Vivi here just for whatever, so we can get Dagger in the party and we can show off what this Pumice does. And I guess while we're at it, we can also show off the things we got from Mean. Here's the strategy guide he gives us, which is just like a random tip on whatchamacallit, on Tetramaster, the card game. So that's like kind of a lame item to get from the battle, but oh well. We also got an Ozma card somewhere around here that Mean gave us. Not there. Where is it? It's somewhere. No, that wasn't it. It was almost it. So naming away Shiva. Where the heck is this thing? Oh, there it is. There you go. So the Ozma card. It's a pretty decent card, I guess. Again, I'm not much of a Tetramaster player, so I can't really say, but... And, of course, our rare Pumice, as you can see, it teaches the Arc Summon, and it takes 100 AP to learn, which is the most of the summons, but it's actually there's things that cost a lot more, or take a lot more AP to learn than that, so... Oh well. That's all I really wanted to show off. Yeah, I was expecting this to be a lot more ridiculous of an episode. I was expecting Ozma to take me forever, but that actually went really smoothly, so that's kind of cool. But now that we've taken care of that optional boss, we've finished up every side quest we can do, at least at this stage of the game. There's still more at the end, but that's all we can do for now. So thanks you guys for watching, and join me next time when we finally continue on with the story. See you guys then.